Hi friends, I'm not gonna lie, I spent almost all day laying down, didn't really do anything today. Um, I cannot get rid of this cold. It will not go away. It's going on 2 weeks now. As you know, I went to the doctor yesterday, and overall, it was good. Overall, good. But, there's a but. So I got an ear infection back in January, and I used ear drops for it, and they didn't work. And I think I just adjusted to my hearing the way that it was. And recently, it's been feeling like my everything is muffled. I can't hear anyone. And so I told the doctor, and I asked him to look at it, assuming he could just I specifically said, "Can you just suck whatever is in my ear out of it so that I can just hear again?" And unfortunately, my ear is almost closed, and he couldn't even look in it at all. And I 100% failed the little hearing test. I kept waiting to see when it was going to start, meaning raise your hand to do whatever side you hear. I never heard a sound, and I thought, oh, maybe the headphones are broken, but no, it was just me. So the doctor said, you have some hearing loss. So now, on top of everything else, I have to go see an audiologist next week to see about my ear and what our options are. Also, vertigo has entered my life. I've never experienced it before, and now I'm putting pieces together that it is because of my ear. But around here, we are going to focus on the good. We're going to find the good, and I think I've found the good, and this is it. So what's funny is that everything that sort of doesn't work is on the right side of my body. My blind eye, right side. The ear I now can't hear out of, my right side. My not great liver, right side. Also, as we continue down the right side of my body, my right foot, which was had to be totally reconstructed with a major surgery and pins, because I had what was called a claw foot. Doesn't that sound just so nice? I had a claw foot, and my toes were curled up, so I had to have pins put in them to straighten them. So everything on my right side doesn't work, but everything on my left side works. So I am choosing to see all of this as my glass half full, because it literally is. I'm working on 50%, and I'm grateful for that. So we are going to look at this. I'm going to look at this as the glass is half full, and there's still good to be appreciative for. But with all that being said, my good thing for today, I didn't know what it was going to be. Then all of a sudden, it hit me. I'm giving a keynote speech to a college, and I was working on it, and I just wanted to share my process of how I prepare for a speech, because I think it's a pretty unique way. I have been speaking professionally since 2007, 2008, and I'm all self-taught. And so in order for me to find the right speaking style, I tried out everything. I tried out writing the whole speech word for word. I tried putting them on note cards. I tried having a slideshow, a presentation, I guess, with photos. I tried showing a video. I tried sitting down doing the speech. I tried standing at a podium kind of thing. I tried holding a microphone, or having a lapel microphone, or even the Britney Spears microphone that goes like this. I tried all of those things to see which style works best for me, and a lot of them failed, but it's how you learn, trial and error. And so now the way that I do speeches is very specific, because planning completely freaks me out. I can't do it. I don't know how I did it back then when I would write down a whole speech, because me personally, when I do that, the whole time I'm speaking, all I'm thinking about is, did I forget to say something, or did I forget a number, or if I was using like a slideshow or like a video, if like the tech didn't work, and then it's just like awkward silence. And so I just, I didn't like that. But I'm also a very visual person, and the way that I now do speeches is very, very simple. I just use 3 bullet points, and it's pretty easy. Let me show you. I'll give you an example. So I have it on my iPad. These might not make sense, but they make sense to me. I do the introduction, obvious introduction, and then a quick rundown of, what I'm there to talk about, the quick speech or whatever. Then I go on to the middle part of the speech, which is how we're going to get there. So that's just like the meat of the speech, I guess you could say. And then right after that is like the tools and the resources, whether that's like a metaphor or the actual resources that I need to share, or whatever it might be. So that's like the main part of it. And then when I'm done, I always want to make sure that there's a call to action, because when I go and speak to people, I don't ever want to be speaking at them. I want to be speaking with them, even though they're not actually talking back to me during the speech, because that wouldn't really work. But I just want it to be more of a conversation, and I don't want anyone in any size audience that I'm in to just be sitting there listening and then you leave and that's it. So like I want it to have meaning. No matter what it is, I'm able to find a call to action, and then again, of course, what's the takeaway, and meaning, what message do I want them to leave with. My handwriting on that is kind of crazy, because normally it's way worse than that, and it's usually just like no one else can read it, but I can read it and know what it means because I like write it down quickly. But I love being able to have it on my iPad, because I am known to completely change an entire speech, maybe 2 minutes before it's supposed to start, whether it's in front of like a few thousand people or just like a few hundred people or like whatever it might be. I might change it, because if I hear something, then my brain sort of goes into like automatically just wanting to make this something that I want to share. And plus it's fun for me, because like I said, I've been sharing my story for so long, and there are so many people who are hearing it for the first time, so it's new to them. But to me, it's like I don't ever want to feel like I'm just repeating the same things over again. But when you introduce yourself, you're repeating the same things over again, because you're not having anything different, if that makes sense. So it's sort of like a game for me that nobody else really knows about, of how like I don't know, like a little challenge to keep me entertained throughout everything. But yes, anyway, the point of that was, with the iPad, I can erase really quickly, write it, and look at it, and I'll repeat it to myself in my mind. And then once I'm on stage, I'll just go and I just talk. And I've learned the power of vulnerability, especially on stage, more so because if you're in an audience watching someone speak, if they were like, hey, you, come on up here, and like give you the mic, you'd be so nervous, and you might mix up your words or forget what you're saying. And so when that happens, we all know what it's like. So if I go up there and I'm doing a speech and I lose my train of thought, or if I forget what I'm saying, or if I get distracted, or if I change my mind as I'm speaking, I acknowledge it in a way that's professional, of course, but it's also real, because I don't want anyone to think that I'm just sort of coming up here and I need to put on a show for you. I want it to be real, and I want us to have a real connection. As you can tell, talking about speeches just warms my heart. I love it. It's the best job in the world. That's my good for today. I hope you enjoyed it.